Good morning, class 7th. Today we are going to start with a new lesson of social science, that is lesson number 1, Two Big States. This is a short story of King Harshvardhan. It is the story of Kannauj. At present, Kannauj is known as Uttar Pradesh. So let's now start with the chapter. King Harshvardhan was born in 590 century. It is the birth date given to you. After the death of his father Prabhakar Vardhan, Harshvardhan's elder brother Rajyavardhan ascended the throne of Thaneshwar. Now it is quite simple to understand that after the death of king, his elder son was responsible to take all the responsibilities of the kingdom. In the same way, Rajyavardhan also took all the responsibilities of Thaneshwar. Thaneshwar is at present known as Punjab, Haryana. However, Rajyavardhan was killed by the king of Gaud, Shashank. गौद इन द सेंस एट प्रेजेंट हम बंगाल को बोलते हैं. उस टाइम पे गौद एंड थानेश्वर के बीच में बैटल हुआ था. उस बैटल में राज्यवर्धन को शासक ने हराया था एंड राज्यवर्धन को मार दिया था उस बैटल में. एंड लेटर ऑन देयर सिस्टर, देयर इन द सेंस हर्षवर्धन एंड राज्यवर्धन दोनों की बहन थी राज्यश्री. शी वॉज इम्प्रिजन्ड बाय द किंग ऑफ मालवा, देवगुप्त. मालवा के राजा ने, देवगुप्त ने राज्यश्री को कैदी बना लिया था, उसको कारागार में डाल दिया था. व्हाट वाज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट वाज दैट राज्यश्री वाज मैरिड टू ग्रहवर्मा, द किंग ऑफ कनौज. सो द मैरिज appeared to have been an alliance or union between the two dynasties, that is Kannauj and Malwa. And then Harshvardhan was advised in such circumstances that he should handle all the responsibility of Thaneshwar, as because Thaneshwar was without any king at that time. Look, now पहले प्रभाकर वर्धन थे, उनकी डेथ हो गई तो उनके एल्डर सन ने, राज्यवर्धन ने उनका सिंहासन संभाला. आफ्टर हिज डेथ ऑल्सो द ओनली सन वॉज हर्षवर्धन, so he took all the responsibilities of that kingdom in his hand. Immediately after ascending the throne, he decided to free his imprisoned sister Rajyashri. In the meanwhile, she had escaped from the clutches of Devgupt and ran away into the Vindhya forest. जब हर्षवर्धन राजश्री को मुक्त कराने जा ही रहे थे, he came to know that she had already escaped from the clutches of Devgupt. Clutches in the sense कि वो देवगुप्त के चंगुल से पहले ही वहां से भाग चुकी है. And then he went in search for his sister, and with the help of the people living in a forest and a Buddhist hermit, Divakar Mitra, he stopped her from committing sati. कुछ जंगल में रहने वाले लोगों की मदद से और बुद्धिस्ट हर्मिट यानी कि एक संत मिले थे उन्हें, साधु संत जिनका नाम था दिवाकर मित्रा, उनकी हेल्प से उन्होंने राज्यश्री को सती बनने से रोका. नाउ व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सती? सती प्रथा पहले सुना है आपने कभी नाम? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सती प्रथा? नाउ सती प्रथा इज दैट थिंग दैट कि पहले जमाने में क्या हुआ करता था, अगर किसी स्त्री के पति की मृत्यु हो जाती थी तो उस स्त्री को उसकी चिता पे, उसके पति के चिता पे ही लेटाकर उसको जला दिया जाता था उसके साथ ही. सो इट इज नोन एज सती प्रथा. तो उस टाइम पे दिवाकर मित्रा ने भी और हर्षवर्धन ने भी, दोनों ने मिलकर उसको सती बनने से रोका. सिंस राजश्री's kingdom Kannauj was without any king at that time, Harshvardhan became its ruler. Later he defeated Devgupt, the king of. Now, to take revenge of his brother's death, Rajyavardhan, Harshvardhan started preparations to launch an attack on Shashank, the Gaud king. With the help of King Kamrup Bhaskarvarman, he prepared a large army to defeat Gaud king, and he also defeated by that army and won over a major part of his kingdom. He also conquered Malwa and Saurashtra, but was unsuccessful in defeating Pulkeshi II, king of the Chalukya dynasty of South India. About Pulkeshi II, we are going to study in this lesson, but at the end of the chapter. Moving forward, after 7 successive victorious years, Thaneshwar emerged as a large kingdom in North India. लगातार 7 सालों तक विक्ट्री हासिल करने के बाद थानेश्वर नॉर्थ इंडिया का सबसे लार्जेस्ट किंगडम बन चुका था. Now moving towards next topic, Harshvardhan's reign and administration. Reign means rule and administration means management. That how did Harshvardhan manage all the things, all the works of his kingdom? Harshvardhan personally supervised the administration of his state by traveling extensively to different parts of his empire. Now, what do you mean by supervision over here? A supervision means to allot a work to someone. हम किसी को काम बांट देते हैं या किसी को अलॉट कर देते हैं, उस काम को जाकर फिर चेक करना पर्सनली कि वो काम जो दिया गया है सही टाइम पे सही ढंग से हो रहा है या नहीं. He divided his daily routine into 3 parts. The first was for administrative purpose, while the other 2 were devoted for public welfare and religious activities. Now, first part जो administrative purpose में आ रहा है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पर्पस मीन्स कि रोज का जो मैनेजमेंट हो रहा है वो सही ढंग से हो रहा है या नहीं, उसको देखना. सेकेंड वॉज पब्लिक वेलफेयर, लोगों की भलाई के लिए किया जाने वाला कार्य. एंड थर्ड इज फॉर रिलीजियस एक्टिविटीज रिलेटेड टू फेस्टिवल्स, कि जब कभी किसी भी धर्म का फेस्टिवल पास आ रहा है तो उसको किस तरीके से सेलिब्रेट किया जाए जिससे प्रजाजन खुश रहे. He was so diligent in carrying out his administrative responsibilities that at times he even forgot to have his meal. यानी कि आपको ये बताया जा रहा है कि वो अपने काम में इतना मगन था कि बहुत बार ऐसा भी हो चुका है that he even forgot to take his. Next, things to know. Now, to help Harshvardhan in his administration, he had first Commander-in-Chief of the army. Commander-in-Chief in the sense head of the army who leads the army. Second, Pratihara, that means Dwarpal. Next, Sandhi Vigrahaka means foreign minister, who is the representative of the foreign country. Next, Rajdut या ambassador, one and the same thing, who guides the people how to work. Next, परराज्य मंत्री, किसी राज्य के सबसे बड़े मंत्री को हम परराज्य मंत्री कहते हैं. Next, महादंड नायका, that means chief justice. And last, Akshar Patalika means registrar, who keeps some official records of the management. Now our next topic is imprints left by Harshvardhan. Imprints means impression which was left by Harshvardhan. Harsh built many rest houses, wells, step wells, lakes, mathas and viharas, and also prohibited animal slaughter. Now what were the changes done by him was, he made rest houses, wells, step wells, lakes, mathas and viharas, means a type of a Buddhist temple which usually has living quarters. That means कि साधु संतों की रहने के लिए जो जगह होती है. And also prohibited animal slaughter. That means killing of animals was banned during Harshvardhan's rule. Every year he organized a Buddhist religious meet. हर साल एक बुद्धिस्ट रिलीजियस मीट ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाता था जहाँ पे जो भी फॉलोअर्स होते थे बुद्धिज्म के, जो बुद्ध भगवान को मानते थे, वो सब एकत्रित होकर वर्शिप करते थे. एंड एवरी 5 years he would organize a huge religious congregation at प्रयाग. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल प्रयाग हम एट प्रेजेंट कुछ सालों पहले तक इलाहाबाद नाम से जानते थे, बट नाउ इट हैज बीन चेंज टू प्रयागराज अगेन. पहले जब बोला जाता था तब प्रयाग बोला जाता था, देन कुछ सालों बाद इलाहाबाद नाम पड़ा, एंड अगेन एट प्रेजेंट हम प्रयाग को प्रयागराज बोलते हैं, इलाहाबाद नहीं बोलते हैं. सो उस जगह पर पहले एक बहुत ही बड़ी सभा एकत्रित होती थी कोई भी एक सर्टेन गॉड को वर्शिप करने के लिए. देयर he would donate generously till his entire treasury was emptied, and would even give away the ornaments he would be wearing at that time. अभी आपको ये बताया जा रहा है कि हर 5 साल बाद जब भी ये कॉन्ग्रीगेशन होता था उस टाइम पे हर्षवर्धन अपनी पूरी संपत्ति दान कर देते थे. इवन एट दैट टाइम द ऑर्नामेंट्स ही वाज वियरिंग ही आल्सो डोनेटेड टू. नेक्स्ट, द ग्रेट संस्कृत पोएट एंड राइटर Banbhat adorned his court. Now there was a poet and writer named Banbhat who adorned Harshvardhan's court very nicely. Adorn means made beautiful. कोई भी चीज को बहुत ही अच्छे से सजाना. उन्होंने किस तरीके से उनके कोर्ट को अच्छे से सजाया था? By his works, by his arts of writing. His famous works Harshcharit and Kadambari are famous even today. आज भी हमारे पास ऐसी 2 बुक्स अवेलेबल हैं, हर्षचरित एंड कादम्बरी नाम की, जिससे हमें हर्षवर्धन के रूल के दौरान क्या क्या हुआ था वो जानने मिल सकता है. We come to know about many important aspects of King Harshvardhan's reign from Harshcharita. King Harsh himself was writer and wrote 3 plays. हर्षवर्धन खुद भी एक राइटर थे और उन्होंने 3 प्ले लिखे थे. What were those? First is Naganan, second Ratnavali, and third is. Now our next topic is Emperor Harshvardhan's empire, that is Nalanda University. Now, how Nalanda University became very famous during Harshvardhan's reign? The reason behind that was that King Harsh extended all possible assistance to Acharya Shilbhadra and made Nalanda into a world famous university. Now, first of all, who was Acharya Shilbhadra? Acharya Shilbhadra initially was a Buddhist monk and a philosopher too, but later on he became the principal of the Nalanda University. The university had access to the revenues of 100 villages given to them by King Harsh for its upkeep and maintenance. And Harshvardhan had helped Acharya Shilbhadra to grow that Nalanda University. And how it can be grown? अच्छा, कैसे ग्रो किया होगा? By helping financially to them. किस लिए? ताकि वो आगे बढ़ सके एंड एट प्रेजेंट उसको अच्छे से मेंटेन किया जा सके. 100 विलेजेस की जो यहाँ पे बात हो रही है, यानी कि जिससे 100 गांव चल सकते हैं, जितना 100 गांव में पैसा लगाया जाए उसकी जगह उतना ही पैसा नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी में लगाया गया ताकि वो अच्छे से ग्रो हो सके. Next, renowned chemist Acharya Nagarjuna, who proved that iron, arsenic and mercury ash could be used as medicine, also belonged to Nalanda University. Now, Acharya Nagarjuna was too a philosopher. अब उन्होंने क्या बोला था? That iron, arsenic and mercury ash can be transformed into minerals and can be used as medicine. So ये खोज भी कहाँ की गई थी? नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी में. You can see the picture of Nalanda Vidyapith in your slide. Now next, things to know. First, students had to clear an entrance test for admission into Nalanda University. Now you people also know that to get admission for post-graduation degree, it is compulsory to clear an entrance exam. In the same way, Nalanda University also conducted an entrance test. Second, free education, lodging and boarding were provided in Nalanda University. Now, along with education, rooms and boarding facilities were also available in Nalanda University. Third, the extensive library of Nalanda University was known as Dharmaganj. Extensive over here means huge library. The huge library of Nalanda University was named as Dharmaganj. So students, we are going to continue this lesson again tomorrow.